one was 81% for DarkZero, 19% for Fury. That's changed somewhat coming into this one. We've seen the believers in Fury sort of coming out of the woodwork a little bit and starting to get a little bit louder and back their team. Fury have certainly shown their worth in this tournament and shown that they've earned their place in this match against DarkZero. Whoever wins here is thoroughly going to deserve it. Both have had their moments. We've got the bands coming in. It's going to be Ying. Is it going to be Dokkaebi? Or are we going to have somebody different?
Hey, there it is.
Different order, same result.
You're just not going to get to see it much. We did see it back in Map 1, but outside of that, yep, same bands coming on through. Onto those defender bands, it's where you can see some changes coming in, as we've spoken about before. And coming on to Oregon, maybe see a mirror band coming out at some point. Pretty strong on this map across all sites, really. Azami going to be the first one that is taken away, though.
And see as the second defender comes in, it's going to be Fury to take it away, finish things off and send us into our first preparation phase. Fenrir will be the one to go, which means we're going to have Valkyrie, we're going to have Mira, we're going to have Kaid all available. So this could be a tough one for the attackers.
We saw the Fenrir coming out actually earlier on when Ju and DZ played against G2, so we know that they aren't really scared of a Fenrir, but Fury clearly not wanting to deal with that themselves, just get it off the board entirely. Going to start things off with Fury on the defensive side, and pretty stock standard comp coming out so far. That Mirror and that Kaid, like we spoke about, not being banned away, will be brought along by the defenders here for round one. Now we get to see how well DZ can orchestrate some attacks onto this map. It's going to feel very reminiscent for them because this was the map that they lost 8-6 earlier on to G2. You'd hope, really on paper, that this should be a comfortable ride for them against Fury, but Fury so far have shown that beating them is no walk in the park.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. So we've got the Mirror, we've got, as you say, the Kaid, so they're going to be able to secure electrical hatch from the meeting side. There's nothing really being brought along. Ah, there we go. So we've got the Thatcher. We potentially had the Impact EMPs. It was more the hard breach that I was concerned about. There was nothing to actually open them up, but Canadian has switched onto the Capitao, who does have them. Grim also has been switched onto by NJR, so they now have the options to get those hatches. I was a little bit concerned at first. We had sort of Twitch and Ash and others in there, and a limited ability to be able to open up those verticals, but you certainly don't want to be leaving a Mirror sat in electrical watching over bunker for the entire round.
Absolutely not. Crit J's feeling a little bit contained in this round, being on the Goya rather than being able to charge around like an absolute lunatic. That said, I think he is the one that sat around Zula right now, looking to do a bit of challenging, along with I9, who equally has been moving around the map. That is a filthy one-tap, like, holy hell, goodbye, Rice.
Start as we mean to go on, I think, is going to be the message there from Fury. Still want, it's sort of more back to the chalet approach of let's get up in their faces, let's show them they're in for a gameplay with a bit of freedom. Gaveni and the Gridlock of Pambazu have got themselves into meeting. They're established in there, but to be honest, Fury aren't probably going to contend the rest of the map that much now. They're 5 versus 4, they've got themselves back to site. I think they're probably going to be happy with what they've got.
I mean, the beauty as well is you've caught out the Thatcher there, who we spoke about earlier on being that repick coming in for them. Lycola's still with one Electroclaw in back pocket, but it does mean they can probably get one of these walls locked down, assuming they can deal with the Twitch drones, the shock drones coming out from Gaveni. Shouldn't be the end of the world for them. It's Canadian who stepped across to playing on the Capitao here. Saw it employed quite a bit back on Clubhouse, so not really too surprised to see it coming here in the place of something like a Ying that you'd normally see used for executions in towards the basement. Just a bit of an alternative side set that they found for this to work.
Yeah, I think just spotting out the feet of I9 there, so needs to be careful. Doesn't know that he's been droned. That's something that, there we go, the Twitch drone comes in, so he does know he is going to take it out though. Pambazu looking to move down, follow those gridlocks in there. NJR it is who manages to find Lycolis. That's going to level things up, and that was from the Laundry side. We've seen a lot of pressure coming from the Laundry side on Oregon today and yesterday. It's certainly been a more popular location for the push than maybe otherwise previously.
Imagine we see Gaveni here heading down towards construction site and trying to push in where previously Arna was playing. That timing on the nade. Crit just running straight into it, losing his life in the process. Got a couple of kills coming out here that I'm not going to say like they're easy for DarkZero, but Fury have really handed themselves on a silver platter over to DarkZero a few times across this series.
Yeah, I think Fury are going to be a little bit frustrated with this, and it maybe just goes to show the size of the task that they're up against. They get the good opener, they take Rice off the board, and then they've not really been able to do much since. DarkZero have been able to turn it around. They're going to get another. They're sort of just walking on in and doing what they want to at this point at DarkZero. BG Man maybe starts a bit of a fight back, but he's seriously low health at the minute. 13 seconds left to go. Time could be a big factor here, though. Canadian is down, Cavani is down. It's all up to NJR. He's effectively 1 versus 2. Can't do it as Dark finds his man, and Fury almost looking like the tide had turned against them. They managed to close it out and get the job done in round 1.
Canadian going down there was the big one as well. I'm pretty sure he had the diffuser in hand, so it was a bit of panic stations really kicking there. I can hear Dev absolutely wailing away behind us. So I can only assume that something is happening over there, but my laptop has died while I've been sat here, so I can't see.
We have no idea what. We just know something.
I'll find out. 2 rounds away from knocking out the Aussies.
I think that might be Wolves that are doing something. We will see.
So it's 5-4 to Bliss. I can only assume that means that Wolves have won and it's currently 5-5.
Possibly.
Jesus.
Possibly. But
so that's the series.
Very, very close on the other side. DarkZero then are 1 round down. Let's not forget 1 map each. We are on our 3rd map. Fury are looking to cement this lead with another. They've got themselves on the defense to start with, so they could be expecting a 4-2 half here at least. If they can get domes locked down, they then get the roll of the dice on the tertiary side, and it's going to be a big one for them.
Indeed it is. They can hold it down, make it 3. Scary times. Now, Pamba last time round, when we played against G2, made use of the Amara to zip straight into Tier 3 and establish control of that side of the map pretty quickly. Wouldn't be too shocked if we see a similar repeat of events coming in here. Sure enough, out comes the Garrock, straight up into Tier 3 he goes. And normally you'd expect to see someone like I9 or Crit waiting for him up here, but instead he's greeted by nothing but silence.
Yeah, he held that angle for the longest time against G2 and picked up Uno when he tried to rotate around, because what they're going to do is Rice will go in on the Maverick and try to open up Attic Wall, and Pamba's there just to protect him in doing so in case anybody tries to flank up. It did pay dividends for them last time, but there's not really attention being paid towards that side of the map from Fury, so Pamba, I'm not saying he's wasting his time, he needs to be there, he needs to cover that angle. He's just probably not going to get any joy from it.
Absolutely not. The Maverick on side here, and probably one of the very rare cases where you still see Maverick being used after he lost his frag grenades, very much faded into obscurity for a lot of teams, but valuable on things like Clubhouse, for example, if you want to guarantee that CC Wall gets opened up, but also pretty good for Oregon to slice your way through this Attic Wall and get yourself moving forwards.
That's exactly what he's going to do. He will start working there now. BG Man just looking for that angle. He will see that Attic Wall being opened up. Rice is led down, so he's nice and safe. BG Man's just waiting for any opportunity. You can guarantee he'll actually open up behind the boxes. So the reason that they do that like that is if you just open up on the boxes side, a player can rush up to that other side and wait for you to push in through. So by opening the line of sight there, you can have Pamba watching from above. Nobody can push past boxes there, so it just keeps Rice safe.
Yep. Working their way through half the round concluded, then and still getting themselves marching on through Attic. Crit is being a little bit of a naughty boy, working his way through the basement here, and around lobby there is a player slowly starting to gather up, not too far away. It is Cavani. Backing away here, probably shouldn't see himself caught out, but you know that Crit's just dying to have an impact up on the flank.
Yep, just going to use the nades from underneath. He's looking to just clear off any utility that is going to be stopping that wall getting opened, potentially, but hard breach has been placed by Canadians, so I'm not sure who they've got. I think maybe just a little bit of info of somebody playing in behind that wall as well, maybe looking for the kill. There you go. They've got the utility placed and off as well, so they were just making sure that that wasn't going to be sort of tricked or taken out or anything like that. Like Allis will find an opener onto NJR though. Fury once again with an advantage. He's in the closet here, and he's, I tell you what, getting aggressive. He nearly finds more, but shut down by Canadian.
Spray would have been enough there just to kind of natural record to collect 2 kills if they weren't too careful. Pamba goes low, Canadian into another, a trade back again into a 3 versus 3. Back and forth stuff between these two teams so far in the round. Cavani going low, Canadian almost being slaughtered as well, but managed to find one for themselves. It's Rice getting I9, 2 left onside for Fury, and no time left for Rice to get anything done. Fury up 2-0 on the defense of Oregon.
It's an expected but a good start for Fury. Expected in the sense that Dorms and Laundry 2 tend to be defender-sided here on Oregon. Still got to get them one though. There are no free sites. And like I say now, Fury have sort of got that free roll of the dice. They just get a chance here. They're on the tertiary site. They don't really expect to win it. But I tell you what, if they do, what a big start that will be for them. They could be looking at a 5-1 half.
if they keep this up, absolutely. Though, as we saw back on Clubhouse, we had DarkZero winning 4 rounds in a row before Fury managed to finally fight back a little bit, only for DarkZero to then close the map out. And that was after a 4-2 half towards Fury to kick things off. So, as good as they're looking so far, 2 halves to a game of Siege. Wait until we see how DarkZero deliver, but it is so far looking so good for Fury.
Attackers have discovered the location.
Going to move to Kitchen and Meeting for their third choice site then. We saw DarkZero earlier using the attic a lot when they were defending this site, so I would expect to, you know, that's something that they're going to be very aware of. I don't know whether Fury are going to position somebody up there or not, but DarkZero certainly need to make sure they clear it out because we saw how powerful that vertical can be on this site. I don't think Fury have got anybody up there just yet, but BG Man and Dark are both above. Sorry, no, Crit J is not Dark that's upstairs. So there is at least 2 of them up there. They could position somebody into attic. Canadian's just going to be feeding that information in for the time being. And Dark still working on the frost mats.
I have to keep removing my headset just to like listen to what's going on behind us. Turns out Bliss are now 6-5 against Wolston. 1 more round. And they knocked the French team out. They become an Aussie team, making it through to phase 2.
Not only did they do that, but they also proved me right there, which is the important part, of course.
I mean, being right, Tim, that's what's most important in life, right?
It certainly is. I love to say I told you so.
Oh, don't I know it. Giovanni trying to get his way through the wall, but impacted off was the Selma pretty quickly, which means for now at least the wall stays closed. Going to have to find an alternative way to work through because they are, I don't want to say running short on the breach, but the larger breaching, things like the Thermite, the Ace, for example, it's all well and good, and you've got a lot of charges in NJR's back pocket, but not really the kind of thing you turn to when you want a real big hole opened up.
Again, Pamba just using that ability to get in towards T3 quickly, going to hold down the rear stage stairs. Nobody there that's going to be challenging him. Like always, is a little bit closer in position, but I can't see him looking to get that aggressive and try to move up there. We've got 2 of DarkZero just out on the sort of dining side as well, moving in through showers. I9 does get spotted out. The challenge is likely to follow. They just miss each other like ships passing in the night there.
I mean, there's 2 of them there as well. I don't think he knew about the Hibana off towards the left. NJR could have done some real damage if I9 had gone aggressive, but instead opted to go more defensive and has been rewarded for it. Keeps his life for now, and he's rocking that FMG for us, just to point out. Haven't seen that one for a while as Pamba brought down like a clay pigeon, shot out the sky, and Lycolis with the finish off. A trade into 1, and Giovanni now spins on a dime trying to catch Lycolis up inside tier 3, but that is such a headache because I'm pretty sure, now I'm a line, never mind, I thought the diffuser was down, but it's in Canadian's back pocket.
The thing is, though, Pamba's a little bit unfortunate. He spent so much time watching that angle, but I think Lycolis has just played it. The thing is, Fury will have watched DarkZero against G2 earlier, so they will have seen them play Oregon today. They'll know that Pamba is going to zip into T3, and Lycolis just taking full advantage of that. I9 knows the fight is coming, but cannot win it. NJR is just that bit better in that fight. 4 versus 3 now, 30 seconds left to go, but they have attic. Fury could well hold on, but the plant is likely to be coming inside a kitchen. Canadians moving in. Security is safe, so he's going to try to stick this.
Well, Lycolis needs to go aggressive here as well, and as we saw Crit try and work his way back in, it simply is not good enough. Lycolis coming in for 1, can't hit his shots. Giovanni finds what he needs. Even Canadian won't be finished off here. Now Giovanni is low, but BG Man is playing against verticals, Tim. He might have 35 seconds, counting 10 seconds, I guess, for planting the, saving the diffuser. There's simply no time left at all. BG Man trying to see what he can find here. May well finish off a couple of consolation kills, but it's a comfortable closeout for the side of DarkZero. 2-1 to Fury.
Yeah, pretty much exactly what we would have expected out of Oregon so far. Fury as the defenders, you would expect to win Laundry, you'd expect to win Dorms, and then the third choice site. Well, the attackers would usually pick that up. So everything pretty much going according to script at the minute, as you would expect. So Fury, they're going to be looking now. They have to close this out 4-2. They need to take Laundry again. They need to lock down Dorms again. They've got to get those 2. If they get the third choice, it's the bonus. It's the 5-1 half. DarkZero, they're going to be looking to steal away one of these primary sites. If they do that, I'm concerned for Fury at that point.
Attackers are activated.
It's again in these more consistent moments, I think, from DarkZero, when you're seeing the kind of team structure coming together, the crossfires they've got set up, the slow and steady, patient approach to towards and execute, they do look far more composed and there's more intricate moments of Siege. But it's when Fury just seem to run away with things and build a bit of momentum that it's really difficult to contain them in place. Still at 2-on-1, it's still wide open as to who can walk away with this. Down we go then for the 4th round, back into the basement. Mirror on side, Goyo on side, but this time round, no Kaid. Instead, it's a Wamai being brought along by Lycolis.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Dark is on the mirror, so still going to have a fairly similar setup to the one that we saw before. Just looking to hold him out of bunker. To be fair, DarkZero didn't push into bunker at
Tim,
all.
they've gone to overtime, by the way.
Have they really? 3rd map overtime between Bliss.
Oh my, oh my.
Exciting stuff. Whether we will
Jack
get to enjoy the same.
at the chops.
Honestly, at the minute, we're kind of set up on a trajectory that could take us towards the same. If Fury get the next 2 rounds, lose the tertiary, go 4-2 in the half, you'd expect DarkZero to do the same. Who knows? There's a long way to go yet. There's a lot of rounds to be played. 9 more to come before we can even think about getting to that point. But Pamba's going to take a bit of damage there on the knock, just dipping away into showers onto the drone just to see exactly what's gone on there. It will have been the man at the top of Freezer stairs, I'm sure, but he's just dipped himself back to a little bit of safety.
It's a classic battle over top Freezer and security, and right now there is no one inside of security, which they'll now realise as they've got the gridlock of Rice in behind that one. A little bit strange, really. You do normally see defenders holding in security with the hatch open, and they'll waste a bit of time. They'll slow down the push coming in from showers, and then back away, drop down through Freezer, in towards site, and then they can set up another line of defence. So giving up a little bit of map control for free there, really.
Now then, I9 has managed to get himself... Oh, nice come back down. I was going to say he gets himself all the way up to T3. I'm not sure what he's seen that's dragged him back down, but I don't know if they know that he's there. The sound of the drone would suggest that they must now know, and he's going to get himself back down there. But I tell you what, for a second there, DarkZero had some real peril facing them.
Really have to praise DarkZero though, because again, players like Gaveni instantly ready and watching the angle in case the push does come through. If I9 are committed towards that, praise to him for being disciplined enough to know when to back away and respect that he's been droned out. And a team like DarkZero will punish you for that. Drops away back towards site, but both teams doing all the right things there to really react to that situation of a would-be roamer being caught out by a drone.
Yeah, DarkZero just looking to work rear stage stairs. They haven't got pillar cleared out yet. There's actually a 3-man presence there. Flash grenade utility going to be reined in. That's just trying to ensure that they can open up the wall towards Shaiko. Crit J is going to have to move himself away as that Selma detonates, which it now will. So he needs to think about just exactly how he escapes. But given the fact that they haven't been able to open the whole thing up, he can crouch and just keep himself out of that line of sight.
And they will get the full thing opened up here as well, with the second one coming through right in the middle, which will make that Shaiko spot nigh on unplayable. Pamba's really got to find his man. Please tell me, I9, you know that someone's trying to shoot you. Seems to have the idea, but Canadian just walks in with the supernova, explodes all over them. BG one back, Gaveni another. It's 1-2 between these two teams, into a 3 versus 3. Canadian getting away by the skin of his teeth. 3 players on half HP here, Tim, and DarkZero have only got 15 seconds to make the push work. The Goyo canister is going to block off all of Highway. They've got to flood the site. Canadian gets one. BG man is down. DarkZero have done it, winning the 3v3 and bringing things all square.
That's a really big round for DarkZero to be winning, as I said. You know, getting in there, getting one of those primary sites. If that happened, I was a little bit worried about Fury, because what it kind of does now, if we look at the longer term trajectory of this map, is now DarkZero don't really need to do much other than win the 3rd site. They can go in there, they're going to have to play those primary sites again. They need to win both of them now, back to back to Fury. The pressure starts to mount. They don't have any room for mistakes on defense now. If DarkZero can take another one of them and guarantee the 3, they start looking towards it thinking, yeah, we're confident we can lock down Laundry and Domes twice over, and we get the game done. So Fury, for the first time, I feel like really being pushed onto the back foot a little bit in terms of the overall fixture. Yes, they were putting pressure in map 2, but they had that cushion. They had that one map advantage. That's no longer the case.
Supernova is such a filthy shotgun. Silence, it's even worse. It feels like it's going to just like tickle you, but it's dangerously deadly even silenced. As I'm pretty sure most of Fury just found out. Canadian having a real field day charging through the map with it in back pocket. The funniest thing is, I know that shotgun's been buffed, but I think back 2 or 3 years, we had a lot of players in APAC playing shotguns like the Supernova pretty consistently and just running around with the secondary SMG to do the work that they needed to. So it's just crazy now seeing it all become so popular, and really that the cycle has completed itself. APAC were ahead of their time.
Certainly were. We're going to be going to dorms. Fury deciding to move on. They don't want to try Laundry again. And they're going to be looking to keep hold of the top floor. Pamba is underneath. I'm not sure he's been droned out here. There is certainly drones racing around, but I'm not certain whether they're down in basement or not. So Pamba could have a real opportunity here to create a little bit of a surprise. I don't know if they're finding ahead of him or not. He's going to look to move up them stairs. I don't think R9's aware, but is he aware that R9's there? That's going to be the question. He's on the cams at the minute. This could be an absolute freebie for Pamba to kick things off.
If he just walks up that little bit further. Oh, I've not even had some shots back onto him first, but Pamba, as I think we said so many times this series, wins out the 1v1 against I9. This map in particular, I9 really struggling to get himself involved. He had some big moments on the previous map, but here, not so many.
Fury may prove me wrong, but I just get a feeling that this whole thing has swung towards DarkZero here. They've got the wind in their sails, Des, and it just feels like they're not going to be beaten. They're just starting to take fight after fight, and that will lead to round after round. Crit J is going to be drawn out on the Solus. They know exactly where he is. The pressure is on. He's trying to move through security. There goes the nade. It was cooked, but not long enough. Crit J just escapes and manages to find the kill. Fury are fighting back. He levels things up with a 4 versus 4 now, taking down Gaverni. 1 minute 15 left to go. DarkZero still need to deal with security.
Oh, let's see what close he saw his head as well, but he's being pinched below at the same time, and the Nook was there. Great read by Pamba to get the close down and really deny that ability to drop away. Once again, DarkZero have the numbers advantage, but Tim, it hasn't come with 20 to 30 seconds on the clock. This has come with still 60 seconds to play.
That's it, there's still an age yet. Pambazoo gets himself in. NJR actually beats him to the punch, finds the kill first. 3 versus 1. BG man, he gets a big kill, puts the diffuser down outside of the window. They have to come to him.
BG!
That's 1. Could this be a 1 versus 3? He peeks around. He looks for the shot, but no, he's going to force them to come to him. Pamba knows exactly where he is. 30 seconds.
Oh, he's going to creech his way forward here as well. Smoke comes out. He doesn't know that he's going to get pinched on one side here as well. He's looking the right way, the wrong way. Doesn't quite sure where to go on the left. BG man with a 1v3 to take it over the line for Fury.
Fury desperately needed the BG man to step up and be that star player that he showed us back in map 1, and boy did he deliver. 1 versus 3, fantastic clutch from him to get Fury back on the front foot. 3-2 now. They have one more round. They will almost certainly go back to Laundry to give it another try, and they can rescue that 4-2 that they were looking for.
Whew. Something's going on. Round 15? They're going to max OT! That could be us in about 15 minutes time.
Certainly.
Fresh gets his bingo card though, in play-ins, doesn't even need Swiss or the main stage.
Too easy for him. Too easy for him at that point. What a clutch this was from BG, man. Just getting those first 2 kills were absolutely massive. But then just the way he plays this 1v1 perfectly, using the smoke, forcing Pamba to one side and then ducking to the other and finding that final kill. It gives them another opportunity down in Laundry. However, DarkZero were very good at attacking this last time around. Fury, they're going to have to do something differently. They can't let DarkZero play their same game here, because it will likely be the same outcome. And I just have a feeling that if DarkZero can grab the 3-3 half here, Des, that could be too much for Fury to overcome on the attack.
Could well be. Let's find out. Apparently we've got a pip coming in as well for the B stream, so we can see that. If we can get that in, I'll absolutely love it. Whew. It's just one of those where you've got to know what happens over there. If Wolves get knocked out, one of the big teams are going home. Bliss and Fury, not forgetting, if they win their series, they qualify for SI. All they had to do was make it through to Swiss, and they are locking themselves in. It could be coming down to that.
Here we go then. Pamba is looking towards Freezer already. Pamba's been playing seriously quickly here on Oregon on the attack. We've seen a couple of times. We actually saw it back on Clubhouse as well, where he would just get himself quickly into positions that can be difficult for the defenders to deal with. He actually heads back up after taking out that cam, just decides that there's work to be done elsewhere.
Okay then. Ready and waiting here as well. Pamba has that inkling, or at least the knowledge, as you saw a drone skirting around in Tier 3 as to what was going on. It's going to be Crit J just poking his head around, not wanting to go too deep on this one. Wants to pick up a drone or two and then back down towards the site. Drone still running around above Pamba's head here to make sure there are no more hijinks coming out from I9 in Tier 3. And sure enough, he is not going to be found up there, as I believe he is down on site.
Drones still raining around. It's the halfway mark, so we just have that quite often in siege rounds. You'll have all that drone in at the beginning, gather the intel, get into position, then drone again at the halfway mark just to see how things have adjusted, how the defenders have adapted, where things have moved. A lot of parts that are switching places here, and DarkZero just wanting to make sure they've got a thorough understanding of what's going on. They're looking to clear out electrical once again, I think. BG Man is going to be playing from inside of bunker this time. Crit J is over by pillar rather than by Shaiko, so that's not going to be too much of a problem for Fury if they try to go for that electrical drop again. And what a kill! Crit J picks up Pamba, exactly the start that Fury needed.
Pamba's been a bit of a menace, as we've seen throughout not just this series, but also earlier on against G2. So ID is the ideal target man for you to remove so early in the round. You know, Crit J and BG Man building up to be those two players that could be the hero makers in this series for Fury. Kingmakers, you may well turn out to call them. Canadian getting ready for the drop here as well. Smoke it lands on the hatch, doesn't go through. Not super ideal, but in they go as well. Landing into a furious fire coming out from Crit, but no kills coming on through. Lycola's finding one. Crit hits the deck. One more goes down in the form of Rice. It's 2 versus 2, but everyone's so low on the side of DarkZero. Canadian's done all the hard work that he can, but they've got to make the plant happen. NJR is in, but what can Dark do? He's in a spot here to do a bit of work. Are they going to start sticking? No! Canadian wasn't in the right spot.
Boy, oh boy, Fury managed to get the job done. We've got to...
And this is it, because this is coming to the bitter end now. This is perfect timing, Tim. It's the last 30 seconds.
We can't cast over the top
Yes, we can.
of Dev.
No, we can't. We can't hear them anyway. It's fine. You've got to do it.
I cannot do it.
Well, to be fair, no, because they're casting behind us as well. But by the looks of it, Wolves are just about to do it here. They tried so valiantly as well.
Bliss was so close.
The thing is, on paper now, everyone will look at that and go, oh, APAC team didn't make it through, lol. They've made it to map 3, round 15. That is one hell.
It's an achievement.
Just something special, that.
I'm sure.
Look at Bibba's reaction. He's on the floor.
I'm sure it's not going to feel like them for them, but you know, one way or another, Bliss have got to take away the positive from that they really have stretched what could be, you know, a world-leading team, really, in Wolves. They've stretched them all the way to the very end there, but Wolves just managing to get the job done. And who knows, Des, in about 15, 20 minutes, we might find ourselves in a very similar position here between Fury and DarkZero. At the minute, Fury have taken the first half 4-2 on the defense. It moves DarkZero onto the defense, but what it does is it means DarkZero have to lock down Laundry and Dorms realistically, and if they want to win it in regulation, they also need to find a win on one of those third choice sites.
Well, we've got a round, we've got a blitz coming out. This could be pretty spicy for a first attacking round coming out of Fury. I want to give it a couple of rounds before we get too excited about the possibility of them running too far ahead. We saw what happened on that last map again. 4 rounds in a row being won by DarkZero. Pamba, the one now looking to challenge immediately around this tier 3 with Canadian helping out from below. Question is, do Fury really care about getting tier 3 control here? I'm not 100% sure they do. Because right now, everyone else seems posted towards different angles. Construction, it's a 4-man rush, Tim. Are you ready? Chugga, 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 chugga.
Here it comes. We're just waiting. NJR's got himself really close up here. If he times this right, he might actually be able to put the brakes on this rush.
There's no putting brakes on this train, Tim.
Out goes the Toxic Babe canister. It's as if NJR knows. He waits for it to go. Is he going to trigger it? No, it's too late. But he gets the kill onto the blitz. Dark does go in and finds one. It's going an absolute crazy pace. 2 versus 2, 3 kills on either side. And all of a sudden, we have a pause. We've got the diffuser down. BG Man is stuck out in no man's land. Crit J is inside a site. What is going to happen here?
I don't know if Pamba knows that no one's inside or if he assumes they're outside still or what. They've got to ping in to know where at least one is, but the others, they don't know at this point. No one moving yet. Both Crit and BG Man taking their time here because the blessing is, Tim, there's still half a round to play. Immediately, Canadian charges on through and Crit finds his man. Pamba to be the hero, wins the one. We've picked up both of these players so much, and this could be such a critical turning point. Either it's 4-3 or it's 5-2. The Bulletproof seeing almost everything there as well. And Crit, as I've said, has got so much time to play with, Tim.
Pamba, I think, probably hears that diffuser going down, does he? No, he's not going to push. He's going to wait. He knows where the man is, and it's a shotgun shot to the chest to take him down, and Pamba plays it perfectly.
holds on there to bring it to 4-3. As I said, it could have been 5-2 to Fury. And at that point, you feel like the game may have just ran away from DarkZero. But what a first attacking round to kick off the second half.
What a start. That just signals exactly how intense this end is going to be between DarkZero and Fury. I've got to give it to Fury because, like I said, DarkZero have to hold on to those primary sites, really. So give it a shot. You know, roll the dice. You're not really expecting necessarily for that to be the site that you win anyway. So let's just rush in. Let's see what we can get out of it. Maybe you catch them by surprise and then all of a sudden you're 5-2 up and it's not looking good for DarkZero. Fury, a worthwhile effort, but they just couldn't get it over the line.
His feet here as well.
Yeah, perfect from NJR. I think he knew that it was coming. It was a great read.
And Dark gets 2 off the back of it as well. He gets the initial trade, then gets the further killing towards Freezer as well. So it was, I guess, in a way, a successful push coming on through. The fact it came down to that 2 versus 2 and Pamba has to clutch out a big 1v2. Again, just shows how close this series has been. Plenty more to come, I'm sure, as we step into round 8 and we head up to that top floor.
I imagine we probably have a lot of the B stream joining us as well. If not now, then very soon, knowing that the other game has resolved itself. So welcome on in if you have joined us from over there. You find us in map 3. It's just as close as the one you've come from. So if you thought you were just coming over to relax after the Wolves and Bliss game and finish off your day in peace, well, you've come to the wrong place because we're on map 3. It's 4-3 Fury. They went 4-2 in the first half. That was their first attacking round. DarkZero got it won, but we could be on course for a very similar finish to the one we saw on the B stream.
Oh yeah, it's feeling exactly the same kind of energy, isn't it? I don't think they are just yet. They're still wrapping up over there. When they do come in, we'll let you know. For now, still just us and this tantalizing fixture that it's turned out to be. As things are setting up, then a very big focus on towards Big Window. Canadian skulking around down in the basement on that Solus. Been a bit of a headache throughout the series. Hasn't really picked up too many drones so far, so Fury doing a better job here of holding on to drones than they have done in previous matches where we've seen them burn through, you know, 4 or 5 very quickly to a Solus, and it's like, look, you know there's a Solus on side, guys. What are you doing? So we are seeing that evolution of the team across these 2 days as well.
Drones are going to be going in ahead. Fury just trying to gather as much intel as they can, of course. Canadian, though, will know that that is happening. Will be able to pick up potentially from where those drones are sort of kicking off if he sees them going down.
Nice.
Indeed. He will be able to give an idea of where that push is coming from. He can sort of chart the progress of the drones across, and that's going to suggest where the sweep will start from. Canadian does take one out, looking for a challenge potentially towards those lower level players, but instead just avoids it, just moving around at the minute, looking to get onto the flank if he can. He just wants a cheap kill and to get out of there, realistically. That's the strength of the Solus.
All right, I've now heard that the stream are in and with us, so welcome to the party, guys. I know you just had a bit of a hell of one over there with that map 3 max round OT. We're on the way towards a similar thing here, but chaos is reigning supreme across these few rounds. It's kill for kill for kill for kill, back and forth, but still a 4 versus 3 for Fury, same as the scoreline, funnily enough, Tim.
Diffuser's going down, though. Dark has managed to get himself into a position. Can he stick this? Gaveni's going to be taken out. This could be a critical round in terms of this matchup, Des. They've got the Diffuser down. It's 4 versus 1. Canadian fights back in. Manages to get a headshot. It's going to need to be a 1 versus 4. Can't find another as Dark manages to shut him down. And Fury, they go 5-3. Des, they're 2 rounds away from knocking DarkZero out of the Atlanta Major. This could be happening.
It very well could be, Tim, but I can't count DarkZero out yet. The only way that round could have been more picture perfect would have been if it was getting a kill onto Canadian lying at the top of White Stairs. The flashbacks came flooding in. But 5 and 3, as you say, is exactly where the scoreline sits. A few nerve.
Just going to be having a little bit of a... I don't know if it's a timeout or if we're heading back into game, but we've got some replays for you. We can just see those final kills coming in. Crit J going to be taking a couple down from the top of White Stairs. It was fantastic play from Fury, really, just seeing that opportunity and getting aggressive right into the middle of the site, able to get the Diffuser down. Just had everything really on that attack. It's going to force DarkZero to head back towards the same site. They're not going to go for their third choice. Instead, they are going to double down, go go for domes once again, but this is such a critical round for DarkZero. They were unable to get it done, but I don't think Fury will get away with winning it in the same way. They got aggressive in through double window, got themselves inside a site, and were able to fight it. I don't think that's going to be able to happen again. DarkZero, I would expect to be on top of that. I was just going to pick up on Canadian out in T3. You need to be aware of him. Could be a nuisance maker for them. The window is going to be opened, and I like how they've done that with I9 ready to strike. Sees his man, but cannot find the kill. A good opportunity for Fury there, but no damage done as I9 was dropping away. But another warning shot for DarkZero, as they just know they need to be careful of every single angle here. Colis gets himself up onto the roof. He knows that Canadian's out there. Canadian's knocked that window out inside of T2 and just needs to be a little bit cautious, because if he shows his face in there, I'm sure that Lycolis is going to take him down, as he's just taken down the black eye camera, and that should be all the signal that Canadian needs really to tell him that pressure is coming towards that T2.
I'm back! Apparently the hype of the game can also blow up microphones, Tim.
Who knew?
What we learned today.
There'll be another couple that'll go by the end of this one, I'd imagine.
It could very well do if the rounds keep on going the way that they have been so far. All right then, onwards in March, only half the round concluded. I hope your ears are all okay, by the way, guys. I do apologise. But onwards in March then.
Mine did get a little bit of a beating.
Yeah, they get that every day you stood next to me, Tim. Onwards we go, in comes Crit trying to make a play happen, but can't find his man. 2 kills answered out by DarkZero. BG Man gets one back. We're seeing a lot of shorty kills this competition, it feels, by the way, Tim. An immediate trade coming back through. Honestly, Oregon, I've never seen one as crazy as this, because across so many rounds now, we've just seen trade for trade for trade for trade, seemingly out of nowhere. Lots of explosions, lots of fire because of the amount of goy that we've seen. The two teams really just throwing haymakers at one another.
They are. Lycolis has got himself established inside of Attic. BG Man takes a tickle of damage. I'm not sure what that was from, but I don't think it was a bullet. He does take a little bit more as well. BG Man just looking to push forward. It was a Guman that had caught him initially. It has been removed now. Lycolis actually out of the window. He's going to change up his angle of attack. 45 seconds left to go, so there's no problem with that. But DarkZero playing this, I think patience has been the word for DarkZero, and they are trying to play it patiently again.
A couple of drones still left available for BG Man. Imagine more here set up on the flank, but catching out one would be absolutely magic for them. A great nade towards the back, not going to find their man. Now we really get to see if this shotgun can do some work. A great shot coming in from Lycolis. Look towards your left, my friend. He's so close, but it's right in the corner. Not found his man. Lycolis finally gets the finish off. He could plant here if he wanted to, just inside of the rotate, but they've got to be so careful. The last two from DarkZero are dug in, and there's only 15 seconds to play, Tim.
NJR and Rice are both super low health, though. BG Man is going to go for the plant. He has the cover. Moving across. Beautiful nitro, but it's taken out of the sky. Lycolis shoots it down and saves his man. Diffuser is activated, and all of a sudden DarkZero are on the back foot. Impact nade goes out. There's not much that he can do. NJR low health doesn't want to take this gunfight. BG Man has every advantage. He's waiting for the push to come through, but no, that is superb play from NJR to get that done. DarkZero are going to be able to take the round. They've rescued it from the jaws of defeat there, Des. They were facing map and series point, but no, they snatch it back. It's 5-4.
Discussing exactly what went wrong there. I think Lycolis caught them off guard entirely, and we did see for a second, I think it was the castle that was just completely blindsided. Super shorty at the hand, just didn't really know what was going on the window. Lycolis almost the hero of the moment, shooting that C4 out, but they're not able to convert it into a kill, unfortunately, once it hit the deck. As I've said, these rounds have just been so ludicrously chaotic, back and forth. It's Lycolis here, look, collecting himself an absolute freebie. I imagine that was the miscom that DarkZero were discussing amongst themselves after the round, but a perfect 2v1 being taken onto BG Man to close things out.
Beautiful. I just called it at the end there. Rice had also got the down onto Lycolis elsewhere, I believe. And it just created that situation where he was able to push from the trophy side. And NJR, you know, I called him as playing it perfectly there, and it was his patience that was perfect. correct. He didn't push that too early. He was low health. One bullet from BG Man would have done it, and he really couldn't get too aggressive on that. He had to trust his teammate. He had to wait for Rice to be able to back him up, and DarkZero have played that beautifully to keep themselves fighting here. So they may well have lost one of the primary sites, but then they've gone and locked it down, and all that means is that they don't necessarily need to play one of those third choices. We'll see as it goes on. If they win here in Laundry, then it will be the third choice site, and that could be Fury's opportunity.
Ooh, all right. Still nice and tight at 5 and 4. Still every chance it goes 5-5, and we get guaranteed to see at least all 12, Tim. Fury still with the chance, though, to get a 2-round lead and put themselves onto match, series, and phase 2 point at this point, and you can call it. And for them, SI point, let's not forget. If they go on to win this, they make it to SI. That is the big victory point that no doubt they are looking for, because that chance to play in February is really what all teams play for all year round.
Of course it is. That is the big one. You know, it's very much, I'm sure, a split loyalty. Everybody wants to win the major as well. Everybody wants to put themselves in that exclusive club that not many have been able to achieve over the years of Siege Esports. And Fury, they're going to want to keep on fighting here for that reason as well. But for the time being, they've got 2 more attacks that they need to win. DarkZero, they're holding on for 3 defensive rounds. The thing is now, if DarkZero want to win it in regulation time, they need to win Laundry, they need to win a third choice site, and then they need to win Dorms again. It's not going to be easy.
It's just a small task, Tim. No big deal. Anyone can do it at this point. It feels like maybe they can, especially with the Pamba party that we've been enjoying. Admittedly, a little bit quieter so far in the second half than what we saw previously. Benny himself has definitely awoken into the game, but it could be Troy with that plot armor that drags his team through. Currently, alongside Crit, the only other player in the server, sat on double-digit kills.
Yeah, I just look at it and I think there's going to be an opportunity for Fury, surely, to push this to overtime at some point. You've got to feel, with that third choice site having to come into play, it is not going to be easy for DarkZero. They're just continuing the drone in. I think they're going to go straight into Freezer here. They're definitely stacking up for the drop. One does go. Crit J moves in, looks to get aggressive, knows there's one on door, just can't quite find him with the pre-fire, loses the utility to the ADS as well, but full white flash on Gaveni. It's all a little bit of a mess on the Freezer door, but Crit J manages to get a beautiful headshot to get things started. Toxic Babe will force him back.
Still gets the hold on though, got the juice that can come out from I9 here as well, just to top him up that tiny little bit. We've got BG trying to work his way now back up and round to work on the top side, expecting a flank to come through. I think the team have kind of started and execute and then backed out of it a little bit here. Dark gets one. Pamba coming in behind. I9's got no idea. Will he ever win a 1v1 against Pamba? It's got to be now. And he does just that. 5v2. Fury can move up to 6-4 here, Tim. It's Gaveni all by himself. Finds one, but the trade is there. Fury 1 round away from dismantling DarkZero.
And they will get 2 chances to secure this. It's 6-4, and they know just how much this means to them. The question now is, can Fury do it? Can they get themselves over the line, Des? 1 more round. That must be what is in their mind right now, but they are going to have to beat DarkZero defenses on the choice of site, essentially. They can go back down to Laundry. They can try that primary site again. Maybe DarkZero feel it's time to roll the dice and go to a third choice. Who knows? But right now, the one thing that I do know is they've taken that tactical timeout.
Again, it must be so heart-wrenching for them. I've mentioned it a few times, but thinking about the last time you were back on US soil, you know, they won the whole thing back in Charlotte. Now we're back here, they might not even make it to the top 16. You know, the majors of old only had 16 teams. These play-ins are a new thing, but to maybe not even get to that stage will be absolute heartbreak for them. But Fury, about to hand over that defeat. And again, so many came into this game saying that on paper, DZ should dismantle these guys 2-0. For a time, it looked like Fury might 2-0 them. DarkZero battled their way back in through some heroic efforts coming out from the team. And Fury have now dragged it all the way back to the brink on their side. 1 round to go.
I just don't know if Fury will be stopped now. That was the feel of that round for me, is this is Fury grabbing a hold of this and saying, we don't care how hard you pull, we're going to win this tug of war. This is ours, we're going through to phase 2. And it just feels like they've got so close, they can smell the blood in the water, they know that it's there, and all they need to do is bite down. And right now, Fury, they certainly look ready to do it. It's going to be basement, Des. And it's going to be DarkZero to try and keep themselves in the Atlanta Major. Are they going to end up the casualties that I spoke about at the beginning of the day?
Well, at this point, they're the only one remaining to be that casualty. Everyone else has managed to, for the most part, claw by through the skin of their teeth. Wolves doing it in round 15 of map 3 just 20 minutes ago or so. And here, DarkZero, unfortunately, maybe that team that takes their place in the graveyard. For now, though, we've got to see Fury get through this round. Starting out looking in towards construction, I9 onto yet another operator, this time round playing the Capitao. Has flexed through a lot of them throughout this series and not always been top of the leaderboard. He certainly was a little bit earlier on, but as it stands in this game, it's more about the slight nuisance that he's having trying to deal with these 1v1s against Pamba that he's just not coming out on top of.
So this is their first opportunity. They will at least get another no matter what happens. Pambazoo, he's going to make the DarkZero fans happy. Taking down Lycolis, as you say. That is the Hibana gone. There is nothing. There will be no hatches opened. That honestly could be the round right there for DarkZero. This is going to be difficult for Fury.
This is why so many teams bring along that secondary hard breacher in the form of normally hard breach gadgets in the back pocket, but they've not bothered here. They've gone for Claymores instead for I9. You're looking at that and just thinking, that could have been the real saving grace for you here. Instead, they're going to have to Hail Mary this in some way, shape, or form. And obviously, I don't think DarkZero at this point know that they aren't facing off against any of the hard breachers. Maybe they assume that I9 has got some in back pocket, for example. But this is a real blessing in disguise for them. And it's the second time this series that we've seen Fury have a bit of a comp issue where they haven't brought along EMPs, even secondary ones, for example, when a Kaid's online. Here, they've only got the one hard breacher, and they will pay the price for it.
Here we go then, into the second half. DarkZero just trying to play the information game, trying to get an idea of where this push is coming from. They will likely not know that the hatches are secure. Overextension there from Pambazoo, trying to pick up, trying to give them the advantage, but all he does is level the playing field as Dark is able to pick up the kill. 4 versus 4, a minute still left on the clock.
They will be kicking themselves if they have a round where all 3 hatches stay fully reinforced and they still lose the round because they get a little bit too excited, a little bit too keen to be the hero in the moment, but instead sees the team pushed all the way back. They're starting on their march forward. It's I9 working his way in towards construction side, in towards blue, and Dark looking to join him on the other side here. Their march forward begins, team. Can they do it now?
This could be really dangerous for DarkZero, having lost pillar and electrical control. The hatches sort of become a lot less important. Fury, they start to push forward, 30 seconds left to go. Rice just peppering them from inside of Freezer, unable to find any real damage though. Dark knows exactly where that was coming from. Rice doesn't want to overextend now, learns Pamba's lesson essentially, and he's just going to hold this angle. 15 seconds left to go.
They've just pulled all the way back, and you can see them all dug in down towards the south side here. Smokes come out, Dark comes on through, Canadian finds one. They're trying to make it happen. One kill comes in, NJR into another. It feels like they'll hold on here, Tim, up to 6 and 5, and we're guaranteed to see all 12.
That's it, and now DarkZero have got a choice to make. Dorms is available. It hasn't been the best site for them defensively. Do they go there, or do they take a third choice site? Do they go to meeting? Do they go to dining? We'll be finding out real soon, but the cogs are going to be turning in the DarkZero minds at the minute as to just what the best option is. They need to lock in, they need to commit, and they need to get this done if they want to continue fighting in Atlanta. Fury, one more round, but it's not going to come easily.
Let's all take a big breath. None more so than DarkZero, because this is their last chance, as we keep on saying, for Fury. They win this one, they make it through. They lose this one. What are we doing, Tim, if they lose this one?
Well, we'll see when that happens.
What's the word, Tim?
Oh, you don't get the words early.
You can't tease me like this.
You don't get the words early, Des. We only get the words if that happens. I almost said it, though.
Imagine if you just baited yourself into it. I would have.
It was very close, I'll be honest.
All right, well, let's keep holding on then. Pamba out again on this Solus, looking to cause a bit of bothering towards drones, and already by the looks of it, 3 dead on the side of Fury. Potentially 4 here. Sometimes it looks out a bit, you're not 100% sure. You'll get the final answer in about 2 seconds' time. How many are left alive? It's 7. Okay, no, it's 6. As another one is taken down. So 4 drones gone in drone phase. I praised them earlier on for really good drone preservation. Here losing 4, that's basically a disaster as far as prep phases go.
Yep. answering my question about the site choice as well, DarkZero have opted to go for something a little bit of a different flavour. They've gone for meetings, so they're going to have to try and hold on to top floor. Of course, Dorms is still going to be a little bit of a battleground because they'll want that vertical superiority here, will Fury. And Lycolis is already heading in that direction, but with Diffuser in hand, needs to be careful. Doesn't really want to be the first one inside of the map. He's going to put the Claymore down just to prevent any jump out. May well choose to get himself onto the drones then to support others in going in.
Hammer will have seen that though as well, playing on the solo. You have the option and ability to do just that. Himself, being flagged out at least a little bit there by his own concuss by the looks of it. Trying to find their way inside big window, not 100% confident to go for that push just yet. There's kind of this lateral push going in below, and two trying to take control upstairs. But 2 or 3 players from DarkZero, all grouped around kids on the top floor, ready to fight over this tooth and nail.
Have the due diligence being paid, the Nomad getting the air jabs out, just watching for the flanks, making sure that they don't give anything soft away. They've got the gridlock as well. They really do not want to have DarkZero coming down and surprising them. They've got themselves pretty well established here of Fury. They can continue to push upstairs. I9's looking to get aggressive and move in. There is one inside of Kid's Dorms, but he needs to be careful because he's going to find himself in a crossfire here. Canadian could well have a little bit of a field day. I9 pushes in. He's no idea. He's given himself away as a freebie to Canadian. That is the first blow dealt, and it goes to DarkZero.
See the feet as well. Shoot those feeties, get them toe shots in. Out he goes. Canadian taken down. Not before he's taken his first victim, of course, in the form of I9. A bit too much reliance on those Bs coming out from Lycolis there, I'm afraid. But still, rebalance to 4v4 with 60 seconds to play, Tim.
Fury, they need to be finding some more kills. That much is for sure. Time is ticking by. They don't want any extras here, Des. They don't want any add-ons. They want to get it done here and now. 45 seconds left to go. Pamba's got himself down into the basement on the Soulish, just looking for any information, but there's none to be found. Critchay knows if he comes around this corner, he's going to lose his life. No. It's a freebie. That's advantage Fury, Des. But no, it gets leveled up. DarkZero snap back quicker than an expensive tape measure like Collis. He's trying to get this down. He's going to stick it, Des. And that is advantage Fury again.
2 left to go as well. It's both Dark and BG, and they've got the vertical. DarkZero, they need to retake this. The answer is sending 2 upstairs to make sure you at least guarantee the trade. But right now, no one seems to be anywhere nearby. There's a Soul Man coming down from Attic. Gaveni has got to be the hero.
Just trying to move through. NJR relocating. They've got to find kill. No, Dark, he finds 1 of 3. Dark just trying to hold on from above. 8 seconds left to go. Rice is on the diffuser. He's had to come up with it. They've got what they needed, and they've got the time. Des, we're going to overtime.
Thank you so much, DarkZero. 3 more rounds to go. Potentially a minimum of 2, max of 3. It's just what these guys need, just what this game needs as well.
Well, when you, I, and Medics team up, there only tends to be one outcome, and that is 3rd round overtime. The only question now,
I've really heard an pained sigh down our earphones from Medics.
The only question now for Freshers bingo card at least is, do we get all 15?
Do we get all 15?
It's been 4-2 in both halves in favour of the defenders. This has been a very defender-sided Oregon so far. But there's been upsets along the way. Primary sites have still been won. It's been very much a roller coaster ride. What a finish to regulation time from DarkZero there. Fury was so close. They kept getting that toe in front, that diffuser down, that step closer to phase 2, but DarkZero doggedly behind them at every turn, ready with the answer, ready with the next kill, ready to disable the diffuser, take us in to round 13.
Dark was so close to being the hero for Fury there as well.
He really was.
To take the Tide team through, he was that close. It's unfortunate as well because I think it was BG Man who was coming around for the final firefight. He got killed by the MP5K spray. It wasn't even targeted. He just spun on a dime and just sprayed sprayed in towards Dining and managed to find him, but enough time on the clock and 3 or 4 seconds extra. My God, was it close. Fury on the attacking side here, marching on their way through. We'll see if they can pull this off. Really a continuation of what we've just had for the last 6 rounds. A big start in towards trophy side here, and they want to catch out a couple of these Romans. How on earth has he won that one? Canadian out belly with his gun showing, but Crit's there for the trade. That almost hero of last round. Dark is taken out, but Canadian is balanced out on the Solus, and he's top fragging, Tim. He's at 13 kills.
I was just looking across the number of kills, and they're so even across the teams.
Yeah.
There's been so many players stepping up here. This is by no means a one-man show on either side. This is exactly what you want to see out of a game of Siege. It's tantalizing, Des. Everybody is contributing. Everybody is pulling their team towards that position that they want.
Yeah.
But Pamba gets himself a freebie onto Crit, who just walks that bit too far, gives himself away. Gavene, he's still upstairs. He's still going to prove a nuisance. Fury, they're looking to move downstairs. They're looking to go direct to site, but you can't do this. You've got to make sure that you've got those flanks covered off.
You've got to go fast if you're going to go at all here. I don't know if they know about Lycolis being this close. There's also I9 coming in tow. Really, that only leaves BG. They're in silence, at least for now. He's coming down the other side towards Laundry Stairs. So it's very heavily a south side push. Now DarkZero, no, that firebolt really not going to help I9. It's only going to slow your push forwards.
And where is Gavene? That is the big question. Oh, he's actually come back down rear stage stairs. There was potentially an opportunity, but no, he's not been able to get onto the flank. So the lines are drawn one way or another. One of these two teams is going to come out with a win, but it's going to be from these positions. There's the cut down from Rice. Manages to find Lycolis. 4 versus 2 now. DarkZero managed to take themselves a lead. They are 4 versus 2. They're in the ascendancy on the defense.
Just all they've got to do is hold in these numbers as well. 4v2. This is 100% doable. I know BG's been having a great game, but I9, as I've mentioned a few times, not hitting those big shots when it's needed in this game, and really blocking Lycolis out there from making a march on forward. The fire, it's not ideal in that kind of situation. They've at least seen 3 of them. They know now where the last one is as well. On the rotate, they know where every single player is. This is a real challenge because DZ can just plant their feet and let you come pushing into them.
That's it, they really don't need to overextend here, don't need to take a peek. There's 18 seconds left to go. They can wait for you to move into their line of sight. That's exactly what Rice does. Shuts down BG, man, it's all up to I9, 1 versus 4. 10 seconds, highly unlikely. He's looking for anything he can get, but it's going to be Pamba to close it out. 2 else, and that is going to be DarkZero taking the first of the overtime rounds. They just need 1 more, Des, but Fury move on to the defense. They have a slight advantage in round 14, but can they cling on? Can they keep themselves going all the way to the final round?
Freedom sounds intensify, Tim. DZ aren't going home if this carries on at this pace, and that's exactly why Fury are taking in this tack time out. A quick 40-second pause, a breather. Time for discussion. You can hear the coach weighing in as well. They've got to make this work. Now, that was the defense of the downstairs. It is a little bit of a fortress, as mentioned earlier on in this map. I imagine we'll see Fury go for the same, unless they've got something crazy to bring out, which then begs that question of what happens when we go into round 15 with DarkZero on the defense, not able to play in the basement.
To be fair, they defended Laundry 3 times, did Fury, in the first half. They won it twice, 66% win rate. They didn't win meetings, so I don't think they're going to go to their 3rd choice site, but they didn't lose dorms. They won that twice. So honestly, it wouldn't surprise me too much to see Fury go up to that top floor. You know, they've got the 100% win rate inside of this game. There is a possibility there that they think, you know, the shadow of that lost round on Laundry might loom over them and just push them up to the top floor instead. We'll see as we load in, but no, they are going to go downstairs. They're confident that whatever DarkZero did to win that one Laundry attack, that they're not going to be able to do it again.
Very dug in comp as well. I know back on Clubhouse we saw these roaming setups coming out from Fury when they were defending the basement. Here in Oregon, it is locked down, hunker down, get the siren sound in, be ready for the assault coming in from DarkZero. But the thing is, when DarkZero are given a lot of time, as we've seen time and time again, when they get 5 or even 4 players ready for the execute, they are so good at executing as a cohesive unit. I think here, if Fury dig in a bit too close, they're just going to leave this open for DarkZero to walk in and take round 14 and take that spot going into phase 2 and ultimately deny Fury that spot at SI.
Fury, they could be 3 minutes away, Des, from heartbreak or from renewed hope of having that final round, that final opportunity. And we're about to find out. NJR opens up the main door to get things underway. They've got the Thatcher, they've got everything they need. The double hard breach to get the hatches open. DarkZero shouldn't really come across too many stumbling blocks on getting themselves towards site at least. We've got we've got everybody on site for Fury. Crit J was just off on Freezer stairs, but I9, we saw this from him before. Tried to get himself hidden away in tier 3. Leaves it until sort of late into the round almost, really. Not the prep phase. And I tell you what, he hasn't done it yet.
It sounds
so
terrible.
DarkZero might just miss this.
He is your 0 and 6 Jaeger in ranked. He's like, guys, I can still do this on the road, don't worry. I can still get the kills, it's fine.
But there's a bit of you that just thinks, you know what? He might just.
Gaveni's gone for him. He might be in trouble here.
He's in big trouble. If this drone finds him, he is in big trouble because there's no way out. He's going to be stuck. They know that he's there.
So
but
now
he can just watch the stairs, but they don't have to do anything, you see. They can just hold on. But elsewhere, Crit J gets 1. Crit J gets 2. Canadian and Rice get taken out at the top of Freezer stairs. Rice gets put on ice, and Crit J has just given Fury a lifeline.
Oh, I spoke about this guy so much over the last couple of days. This young gunner they've picked up. We hear about teams wanting more firepower, so they go for these young players that take a little bit of time to settle in. But Crit's at 15 kills on the map, Tim. When it counts most, he is stepping up. They're on the march on forward. Pamba has found 1. Lycolis falls. The assault begins. Do they know the cross is there? BJ Man finds his man. Still 2 left for DarkZero. It's not over just yet. NJR getting rid of I9, who again, I'm sorry, my man, but you are that guy from ranked. 2 left standing, and DarkZero have taken a 2v4 down to a 2 versus 2. Both grouped up so tight. Still a minute to play and still drone work to be done.
It feels like Dark's a little bit trapped. I don't think he dares take the animation to get back through the rotation because it's not a walk-through animation. It's not a walk-through rotation. It's a vault to get back in from elbow. So I think he's just a little bit concerned about that. NJR's got the read. He's got the angle. Dark's going to have to keep himself in that position. Crit J's locked inside of the closet. It's 2 versus 2. It's 30 seconds left to go. DarkZero, they're going to have to get aggressive. They can't wait forever. They need to take the fights. NJR knows roughly where Dark is, but doesn't realise that he's on the far side of the reinforcement. He comes around. He's looking for Crit J. Crit J moves himself out. They're just wheels moving around each other, Des.
They've got to find something here, but those cameras have come back online and shown everything. Crit's into a 3K in the round. Can he make it 4 to take us to 15? Yes, he can, Tim. We're going all the way.
I cannot get enough of this game, and unfortunately for us all, we're only going to get one more round. In the next 3 minutes, we will decide one way or another who will progress here at the Atlanta Major. Will it be Fury or will it be DarkZero? Will it be an upset or will it be the pre-match expectation? We will see as we progress. DarkZero, you would have to say, have the slight advantage here. They go back onto defense, and that has been the winning side here on Oregon so far. But do not count Fury out. They have shown time and time again through this matchup that they are able to deliver.
Who would have had this down? It's almost like it's scripted, Tim. 2 well-known Tier 1 teams, DarkZero, Wolves, being taken all the way through to Map 3, Round 15, by teams that many would have written off and dismissed and said they'll never be able to take a team that far. Here they are doing it, not just in best of 1s, but in best of 3s, Tim. This is what it comes down to. There's nothing left
for that spot in Phase 2.
It was way back when at the Sweden Major that you and I were casting a semi-final. And it went through.
I can't handle a finish like that again.
It was map 3. It was round 15.
It was Damwon Kia versus FaZe.
And it was Souls versus Rin. And Souls won that 1v1.
What map was that on, Des?
That was on Oregon, mate. And it catapulted them through to win the whole thing. Now, I'm not saying whoever wins a 1v1 in this round.
It's a little bit earlier in the tournament.
It's not a semi-final, but it's just fitting that once again it comes down to such a big moment for 2 teams. Going homes, going through to the next phase. An unexpected team competing so well. Again, Damwon Kia got further than most teams from APAC will ever dream of getting to be honest. Fury have got that chance. The clock ticks down. We have 3 minutes to see who makes it through and who goes home tomorrow.
Gosh, I remember my voice after that match. I remember my voice during that match. It certainly wasn't pretty towards the end of it, much like it's heading in that direction now. I9 and almost the rest of Fury, it looks like, heading straight up towards Master Balcony. They're going to be attacking on to Meeting, I believe it was. It is indeed DarkZero taking the third choice site that they won rather than Dorms. So it's going to be a top floor clearance coming in. We've got the Gemini clone leading Crit J in. Crit J on the Ash, had a great game so far, has really been winning some big important battles, so they're sending him in on the entry and they're wanting him to give them a kickstart.
Again, the young gunner, if there's any time to shine, it's really going to be now. DarkZero happy they've wasted a bit of time here, 60 seconds in, they're still pushing their way to the top floor. A lot of them feel they can just back away at least a little bit here, down to the ground floor. Even got Canadian skirting his way through basement. A couple of players from, DarkZero making use of it down here. Pamba's down there with him. A pretty safe spot that you trust no one's going to suddenly come charging at you from, but I wouldn't write that kind of craziness away from Fury.
I quite like that. I quite like the use of the Echo impact nade from underneath. Pamba just finding the man on the drone, doesn't do any damage, but it at least just gives them a warning. Dark will know that DarkZero are watching.
I always feel nervous when I see an Echo on side and around like this as well. You've just seen so many potentials completely destroyed by this. I look back again to the Berlin Major Final, looking at when it was Rogue. They won that last round with the help of a Yokai drone. It just always seems to be there in these big deciding moments.
Rice, there's just a couple of DarkZero players that are positioned in what could be tricky spots for Fury to deal with. You've got Pamba roaming around, you've got Rice on rear stage stairs, you've got Canadian on the Echo. There's a number of problems for Fury to solve.
We're down to the last 60 and no one's died yet. There's barely been a gunfight, no points of damage taken anywhere. And I just worry that, sure, Fury has done a lot of setup work here, but they're leading themselves into a trap. You can just see that DarkZero are sitting back and waiting and almost inviting them to their own demise here. Nade in hand, wants to bounce it through, won't find the man as he's long backed away. Tim, we're coming down to 30 seconds. I'm getting nervous for Fury.
This could be won and lost on a Yokai drone. There's Canadians just feeding information back in. If they're available when they attempt this plant, it could be a problem. Like Olis is in a position ready to drop. He's waiting for the toxic gas to dissipate. 24 seconds left on the clock. It all comes down to this. It's 5v5, Des. This is absolutely unreal. BG Man looking to soften up. There comes the kills. It's all going in favor of DarkZero. It's 4 versus 2, and it looks like they will take down the contenders of Fury. I9 rushes on in 5 seconds. DarkZero, they're scarpering, having nothing to do with this. They know they just need to survive, and survive they will. Not only on Oregon, but here in Atlanta. They keep their place.